2 News at 10. We're glad you're here with us. Well, a former Utah police officer who is hardly conventional has investigated crime from West Valley to Death Valley to Asia.
Heart problems forced him to leave active duty years ago, but Charles Illsley never quit. Now Illsley, in retirement, aims to shine new laser light where answers in bodies are sometimes hard to find.
I had been a police officer for 25 years.
But Charles Illsley often did not look like a police officer. Undercover, he brought drug dealers, car thieves, and pipe bombers into the light.
We found 55 fibers.
Illsley immersed himself in forensics, micro to macro criminal investigations.
Look real close. Santa's wearing a West Valley police uniform this week.
Through it all, the grizzled officer kept an outsized sense of humor.
Sorry.
He once consulted the TV show CSI.
You just don't have luck.
Famed forensics expert Dr. Henry Lee enlisted Illsley to help investigate the shooting of Taiwan's former president.
The shape of the evidence.
And years after retirement, Illsley was at the search for more potential murder victims at Charles Manson's remote California hangout. This was Illsley at the Death Valley Ranch just several days before open heart surgery that saved his life.
I've probably done cases in 30 states for 65 law enforcement agencies.
Illsley largely shunned photos in police blues, but he's an unabashed fan of a thin blue line.
What we have over here is the Rolls Royce of wavelengths as far as finding bone, hair, fiber, body fluids.
It's a new forensics laser loaned to Illsley to test by a company known as Laser Light Solutions.
It will succeed like no other technology.
What they lack and what Charles has is experience.
Dr. Christopher Lloyd, chemistry PhD, a man who has worked to detect anthrax with light, and Illsley associate and friend.
What we're looking for is actually the fluorescence that's associated with the biological materials. And we hit it with the blue laser and it's going to glow green and a slight red hue.
Lasers are not new to police work. Illsley has used them and promoted them for years. But he says the new laser technology is more powerful and more portable. And Illsley thinks not just to see what's on land. In the mist here is a deep geothermal pool in Midway, encased by a crater formed from mineral deposits over the millennia.
We're going to toss these bones down onto the platform.
To the water recently, Illsley added some old and some new. Dr. Lloyd controlled the laser. Watching, 2 crime scene investigators, an investigator from the Utah Attorney General's office, and the head of the State Department of Public Safety dive team.
Well, this is the first time we've been exposed to it, first time we've seen it, but I'm excited at the possibilities.
At 20 to 25 feet in clear water, bones were visible to the naked eye. But dive team commander Doug McCleve thought the laser made a difference on the remains.
25 feet, you could definitely see the illumination.
Likely more important, given the dive team's charge to rescue and recover, McCleve thought the laser made the diver's skin more visible.
It appeared to me, just when the diver was surfacing, that it definitely illuminated at least his arms that were exposed, which is a big advantage, I think, for us.
Conditions in Utah lakes and rivers are often different. Water is murky. The dive team uses sonar, but sonar can't always detect bodies in rolling underwater terrain.
If there's anything that would help us do a better job, we're very open-minded for that.
This is a viewing cabinet.
Well, Charles, he colors outside the lines. I think he's a teacher. I just think he's a wonderful teacher. Yes, Charles shares his secrets.
Crime scene investigator Francine Bardole.
I love having your stuff here. Are you kidding me?
Has known Charles Illsley for a decade or longer. She knows his health is not what it once was. This image, long before 5 heart attacks, kidney trouble, and dozens of hospital stays. What continues to get him out of bed is not necessarily morning light, but laser light.
And it's been a lifelong labor of love with the laser. It's quite the alliteration.
I'm going to tell you something about Charles that I've noticed. It's his passion. It is his passion. And when he does this, he comes alive.
Oh,
Yeah.
Brian, that was so interesting.
He's a remarkable man. And, you know, I'm not qualified to say is the laser working or is it not working or could it? You know, the results may have seemed inconclusive to me, but to people who are studying this, they think that this could really be a big deal.
A big help. They say
them.
any little bit helps, though. Anything that can help them can really help.
And the fact that he's out there pitching, I mean, at this point, you know, it's remarkable. And I asked one person who knows him, who called him a legend in Utah law enforcement. He said, you know, he doesn't think he does it for the money. In fact, he told me he's not getting paid a dime from this company.
Wow.
So he said, look, you know, he does it because he wants to help people.